And this is Ted Hicks from Late Night Parents. Ways to follow the shows, latenightparents.com, where you find a little bit of everything. Another quick hit with my boy Tru Armor. Tru, what's going on?
What's up?
You tell me, man.
Thanks for having me.
As always, your family. So I think we just did a segment, or really like a segment and a half, on some politics and COVID, and we talked stimulus and everything like that. But I want to ask you, in today's day and age, I just want to talk a little pop culture with you, and really a conversation to center around that. Quick maximum 20-minute hit. And I want to ask you, what is in your rotation? What type of music? Because I know it's nothing from today. I know it's not the mumble rap, because once you hit the point of, and I hate to say it, late 40s, early 50s, that mumble rap stuff, you're like, huh? What is that? Why are you?
Well, here's the secret to me being perpetually current. I like history, but I also like my elders, and I also like young people, because when I was a kid, I remember my dad did not like rap music, and I could not get it. And then, excuse me, I read something, a books or movies like that, where somebody else didn't like their kids' music, and since then it's been in my head that you're old once you excuse me, you're old once you stop liking younger people's music. So I saw I always get that name wrong, Ray Schremer at Madison Square Garden last summer.
Bobby Schmurder?
No, Ray Schmurder.
Okay.
Power Glide, that song is crazy, right? So I saw them, at in New York last summer, and they're just great, and that's the magic of it. But I also, I like concerts, so this is what you do. And in this way is why I'm close with my nephew. He tells me about music. Kevin Gates. I was like, oh, really? And now I'm a Kevin Gates fan.
Okay.
But also the music that I'm been listening to a lot lately. Excuse me. Excuse me. That's that's weed cough. That's not a corona cough. So the music that I grew up with, that I like to crawl to and toddle to and walk to and run to my mom to, all the stuff that I'm listening to now, right? So all that old Motown stuff, Four Tops and Marvin Gaye, and Leaving on the Midnight Train to Georgia. I'm listening to that. I'm also listening to like this new wave stuff of my teen years. Depeche Mode, their whole Violator album is still dangerous. Still, Person of Jesus has become an anthem in this apocalypse. I'm listening to sad love songs of that era, like I guess that's why they call it the blues by Elton John, which is just like all the pathos that you need for this thing. I'm listening to original rap music, a lot of Rakim, a lot of what's that? 3 Feet High and Rising, Depeche Mode, not Depeche Mode, 3 Feet High and Rising.
De La Soul?
De La Soul, thank you. De La Soul. So I'm sort of swinging between like about the Mamas and the Papas. I'm listening to some of that. Cat Stevens, right? So I'm listening to like hippie music through hip hop music, sort of into new wave punk music, and that's about where I'm comfortable. I haven't listened to much after that. I like Doja Cat's Juicy. I like Biggie's Juicy too. So like every now and then I'll one of those will enter the mix, but generally my apocalypse dance party is like this eclectic grouping of like upbeat, sad love songs
Okay.
like Toto, Rosanna, and stuff like that, and or really soulful R&B ballads like Midnight Train to Georgia. Like I'm hovering there, or just poppy kind of like the Cars. You might think I'm crazy, or the Cars, Who's Gonna Drive You Home. Right? It fits both of those categories. So I'm just kind of like playing like RPGs and staying away from everybody.
Okay.
And listening to like these weird tunes like Rod Stewart's Young Turks. You know that song, Young Hearts Be Free Tonight? Time is on your side.
Yes.
Don't let them push you around. Don't let them put you down. Don't let them change your point of view. I think about all these young people who, I mean, this should be your summer, especially if you're 18, 19, 20, fresh out of college. This should be your time, right? And you're gonna have a good bit of this nonsense.
I think
it could have been prevented.
This is a once in a lifetime situation, but
I agree with that.
It's going to.
Well, actually, no. I think we've gotten like 5 diseases out of China: SARS and bird flu and all this other stuff. This is just the worst of them. And who says this won't be the worst of them? You know what I'm saying? So they just banned dog eating in Wuhan. I read in the paper today. You just banned eating pets. You just banned. The rest of the world was against that 1,000 years ago.
Okay.
Oh my God! It's
before this goes off the rails.
Some of us
R&B.
Well, we are in league with some weirdly odd people.
We got to think of good thoughts, good kinds.
Yes, I'm sorry.
We're getting ready to go down the rabbit hole.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I want to apologize to all people. I don't mean to offend. I speak far too freely than is necessary. But I am a friend maker, and I'm a friend of yours, and I support you in your struggle. As long as the struggle is legitimate and real and not manipulative and what's the word? Manipulative and sort of shady.
Thinking of when you were telling me you were schooling me on Pop Smoke.
That world for all of us.
You heard me?
I'm sorry, give me that again.
I said, I remember when you were schooling me on Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke.
You don't remember?
No.
Yeah, you were schooling me on it because your nephews had schooled you on him. He was the young man who revealed his phone number and his address online. The next thing you know, someone.
Oh, right. They showed up at his house and killed him.
Yeah.
Right. I forgot about that.
I'm just, it's just.
Look, listen. You want to raise bandits in this society, right? No matter, look, human nature is human nature. Whether you are in Sherwood Forest, there are highwaymen who will jump out the bushes and stop your carriage and rob you blind, right? Just as there are people who will stop you on the street or hijack your car and rob you blind. It doesn't matter the era. In 1,000 years, if we have anti-grav plates and spaceships, there will still be shady people doing shady things.
Do you ever watch Westworld?
Do I ever watch
Westworld?
No.
That's a great show.
I'm a weirdo. You know what I've done? And for the last 8 years, I've cut down my violence intake, period. I don't watch anything. All my violence has to be sci-fi generated.
It's sci-fi.
Yeah, I know, but I don't have HBO, which I may get. But
they're making it free. They're making HBO free for like
a really, are they?
Time. So you got to go in there. You got to watch.
Maybe I'll binge it. But here's the thing. Every now and then you have a break, and I would describe you 2 breaks. I'll tell you one so you understand it, then I'll tell you mine. Mm-hmm. Right? So I was watching this thing on YouTube where this gentleman was saying how he flies all the time. He flies all the time, doesn't care, layovers, late nights, early morning flights. It's part of his gig. And then one day he was flying. All of a sudden he was like, planes shouldn't be in the air. They're like giant metal tubes. They don't make any sense, right? And he had to go into the bathroom to compose himself because all of a sudden he had spiraled down this kind of like thought process. That kind of he had to kind of like, and it happens to people. People always act like they're perpetually fine and they're not. So my version of that
isn't that
was
called a panic attack?
Yeah, well, the people call it panic. Yeah, but panic attacks are, I think, more frequent than these kind of wild anomalies that you get in your life after you're like, I'm so used to flying. I never actually sat down and thought about flying, right? Okay. And now I'm all wigged out about what I'm thinking about flying. I need to go back to when I didn't think about this flying at all, right? That's kind of the break. And my break was I was sitting with this person who she loved these shows like Law and Order and all this violent stuff. And I don't like cop shows. I think they glorify violent cops and cops are always right. I think they're propaganda, so I don't really like them. But we were watching Dexter about this guy, and he's the hero, and the hero of the show is killing people, and I just could not root for him. You know, I could not wrap my head around why I would root for him and why there was a show about this guy. And I got through like 2 seasons of thinking this every show. I'm like, he's not the good guy. But he killed the killer. But why am I? You know what I mean? And I just have to be like, I can't anymore. And then from that point on, a lot of other things became. I just like so now my violence has to be cartoonish, right? Star Wars, sci-fi, but I don't want to see anybody with an actual gun wearing clothes that I wear shoot anybody on television anymore. Now that's TV. I will still go watch a bowling ass crime drama in the movies, like, you know, what's that Leonardo DiCaprio movie with Mark Wahlberg where Martin Sheen and they got
Inception
by Quentin Tarantino.
No,
I don't think it was Inception. But anyway, it was super
Donnie
violent.
Brasco?
It was super. No. Donnie Brasco was the Italian guy. Scorsese, not Scorsese. Oh my goodness. Oh, I used to have all these names categorized in my head. Anyway, so yeah, you know, you fall into trying to better yourself and not wanting to pollute your mind with some of this. But I mean, I grew up reading Shakespeare. I love Shakespeare, and I view that as, you know, cartoonish and comical violence. But I've also seen a lot of actual violence, so I just don't want to. So this is my thing. How did we get on this topic about my weird philosophy of violence on television, but not movies?
I mentioned
Lord,
and we were talking about Westworld, and they don't only have Westworld; they have a portfolio of shows. So I was mentioning that HBO Go and HBO Now are free for a limited time.
What's the difference between HBO Go and HBO Now? I think I'm gonna have to like double up and get like everything about Disney,
like this.
And Hulu.
Go.
What are the best ones? Anybody know the best ones? There's Disney. There's Hulu.
No. But HBO Go.
Netflix. There's HBO Go. What are they?
HBO Go is for your subscription.
Wait, HBO Go is for your subscription?
Yeah, like you know, you have a cable package and you just want to see the archive and stuff like that.
Oh,
HBO Now is if you don't have cable but you want HBO.
Right.
So that's the two.
See, okay. So I don't want a cable box, but HBO Go is for me.
Yes.
See, why did the HBO tell people that like 20 years ago? I'm just finding this out.
Dude.
Good Lord.
They're free. They're both free.
Yeah. They want you to stay home. It makes sense. Everything is free. Pornhub is free.
Everyone's home. So
yeah. Well, yeah.
That and you go to SiriusXM.
Everybody is apocalypse coupling.
You go to
There's gonna be a baby boom in 9 months. So you watch it.
Sirius.com, and now satellite radio's for free.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually try satellite radio. I've always been curious as to the difference.
It's free until
yeah, satellite radio.
So obviously you don't go to late night parents.
Internet radio, terrestrial radio, satellite radio.
Yeah.
It's a war, man.
It's still making money. It's not like, hey, I do internet radio and you're like, okay, so you make no money, you give your show away for free.
Right.
Terrestrial radio, where you're like, oh yeah, I'm here, I'm dealing with the sponsors to keep my show running on 450 stations. Whereas satellite is like, hey, you've got a listener base of 8 or 10 or 20 million people, and they subscribe to your show.
Satellite radio.
That's the whole deal with that. But
it's amazing. I feel like sometimes, even though I try and be progressive with my music, I feel like a dinosaur. I do, because some of this stuff seems to be moving so fast. Sometimes I feel like I'm like, hey, don't you bring that Model T around here scaring my horses.
Nah, the stuff
I can't believe the modern world. They shut down the blacksmith shop and put in a gas station. You know, people hate progress. I feel like all this stuff, I've been looking for two things. I've been looking for a screenwriting app since I'm here, a free one, because I figured there's got to be one.
Screenwriting?
Screenwriting, a good writing app, screenwriting app, and a good meditation app. And you know, but I'm sort of a dinosaur on a bicycle, right?
Dude.
Some things ridiculous.
I'm gonna tell you one thing.
I didn't realize how tech unsavvy I was until this lazy apocalypse happened. I started to be lazy for long.
I would tell you this much. Do yourself a favor. Go to latenightparents.com. Scroll through some of the articles. Because I some of the stuff that you were talking about is there. You're looking for a writing app, right?
Yeah.
So what's the difference between a writing app and a screenwriting app?
All right, well, I would rather have a screenwriting app. Mm-hmm. I intend to write an epic masterpiece and send it to this comic book graphic novel company. I used to write scripts in the old days. I've always either had a word processor that goes as to either a typewriter, word processor, a writing program. But now I just don't. And I always wrote short stuff and stupid stuff and not good stuff. But you know, it's now something I'm going to do again, because this is the time you revisit those old dreams that you had as young. Even clean my guitar. Ooh, man, you want me to squeal out a horrible ballad for you?
Knock yourself out.
Oh, please don't. You know what I mean? So it's that, like, I encourage all your listeners to pick up those old things, man. You got some time here. If you were a singer or a piano player, brush up on those things. Maybe your kids don't know that you did that. Maybe you can teach it to them if they're young enough. You know, you've got time now.
You do. You really do.
Yeah, you really do. I know they make you crazy, but you're in charge, goddammit.
I'm downstairs.
Yeah.
Upstairs. Kids are usually in their rooms. And I will tell you, this whole work from home, it's something different. It's different when I choose a specific day of the week to work from home versus you say, I've been working from home for the last month.
Yeah.
Big difference. Big difference. You know, not only that, the only thing.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Even in primal days, the men would go out hunting to give themselves a break from the women and to give the women a break from the men. You know what I mean? They weren't perpetually around
There
each
you
other
go.
while the kids shot through each other.
Asian
The
people.
kids would go wild and just to get away from the parents, so that you know what I mean. So all this, you know, it's a lot. I mean, and I get all of you, and I feel all of you. But I mean, let's all remember first things first that you know we are animals, right? So we have instincts, and jokes makes us laugh, and like we get goosebumps. So all this stuff, as civilized as we are, in these times where you are like cloistered with your pack in these tight spaces, some of us don't have a lot of space to begin with, right?
Okay.
You have to remember that, you know, these are your favorite people. And maybe I'll read a book. And maybe our parents have to take charge and tell people to shut up. Maybe do TikTok videos, or I don't know, if you sang,
You
teach
into
kids to
TikTok?
sing, right?
Are
You
you
have to,
into TikTok?
not me.
No.
But I'm saying there's, you know, maybe you have to be super creative because in these days, you know, you can look back 10 years like and have changed the direction of your children, right?
Right.
If so, because you have all this time to super influence them, and the younger they are, the more you can influence them. But if all you do is cry about yourself and sit and drink and smoke J's, and don't get me wrong, you know, I'm here alone. I'm not influencing anybody. But if you got kids in the space, you know, maybe you need to sign off on some of that. You know, maybe you should start a Twitch channel, start a YouTube channel. The more the merrier, right? Your mindset and how you do things is not going to take away from me, and the way I do things won't take away. That's why I love the internet. It's an expansion of yourself. So in this weird space that we're living, I'm almost fucking crying. In this weird space that we're living in,
Uh,
we have to we have a real honest chance at changing the trajectory of the country by talking to our children in close quarters, right?
okay.
So yeah, I think before we begin to get really paranoid and crazy, I think we should still think about the things that are important, you know, food and water and exercise and what our
Toilet,
government is doing, but in
toilet
these
tissue.
tighter spaces,
Toilet
try
tissue.
not to have it wig out, you know,
I
the
said,
family.
and toilet tissue. Don't forget.
Yeah, plus your 8-year-old's gonna wonder where the toilet tissue went. They might know geopolitics, but they'll be like, "Ma, seriously."
Can I tell you how disheartened I was on Saturday morning? I stopped
Yeah,
at Target. It was either Saturday or Monday morning. I don't know. The days are bleeding into each other. It might have been.
yes.
So I stopped by Target. They actually had paper towels and toilet tissue.
Wow.
They they had must have just rolled it out. The store just opened. So I'm
Right.
walking in and I see people online. They had two registers open and they were forcing everyone to go in through the
The same register.
self checkout, right? So as I'm leaving, I see a woman running to her car with
Oh my
her
gosh.
shopping cart with paper towels and toilet tissues. So I just hung back. She dumped them in her car, turned the car back around, and started running back into the store. And I said, "That's your hoarder.
Yeah, people are ridiculous.
That's your hoarder."
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and then you're like, "Why?"
You know what? Maybe we need less civilization. You know, maybe you need to, I don't know, take a shower after every third poop or something. I don't know. But the idea that you're hoarding toilet paper and not like food somehow strikes me as ridiculous.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
their freezers are full. Their freezers are full.
but why wouldn't
But
their
paper
other
towels,
stores be full if they're so perpetually hoarding, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
This strikes me as people who think that this is a smart. I think people who naturally gather. My mother is a natural gatherer.
Hmm.
Excuse me. Uh, and we always had like cabinets in the kitchen, and then we had a pantry where there was all this stuff, right? So, but downstairs we always had uh, a cupboard or some nonsense. I remember
Hmm.
where there was always extra pots, extra pans. My mother would catch stuff on sales. I mean, I'm like, Mom, why do you have that? I mean, it's 30 years old and it's never been opened. I'm gonna take it with me to New York. No, you know. So, you get into this weird space where it's, I don't know, it's gathering, it's in you, right? So I don't know. I think the people who are hoarding toilet paper are not the people who have stores of meat in their in their freezers. So I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know. That's just my take on them.
Yeah.
But there's always opportunist hunters as well, right? Oh, they're here, so I might as well get it.
I don't know.
So
I'm just wondering, are these the type of people that are then going on Craigslist and then listing
yeah, there's
items
also that. There's also a
for
good percentage of
quadruple
those people.
the
But
price?
those people now know that the government enacted new laws where if you're caught gouging, oh, I bought all this toilet paper, now I'm selling it on Craigslist for
Right.
X, the feds are coming for you. And who wants that? So yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Yep.
So dude,
Yeah.
it was good catching up.
Yeah.
We'll do this more frequently because it's
Yeah.
become so much
Thanks
easier.
for having me.
It's so much easier. Best ways to get in contact with you.
Catch me on YouTube at Tru Armor, and catch me on Twitter at Tru Armor, and catch me on Facebook as Tru Armor.
All right.
Tru, TRU, no E. S Armor, ARMR. And I'll try and post more regularly.
All
And
right.
respect your visit if you come by.
We're out.